I rewrapped my handle with some additional fiberglass wick on here, and then went back around it with some of the silicone tape. It's a little thicker now, and it adds some weight to the pot. So, but at least I won't have to keep grabbing it with this, I don't think. So I'm just going to do a boil test, let it get nice and hot, and see if that works any better now that I've put some fiberglass wick and some more tape back on top of that. Alright, I was going to put some water in here to run the test, but then I got thinking dry baking is the hottest your pot will get. When you have water in there, it actually keeps the pot in that temperature range of about 212 or whatever. The boil range is where the temperature of the pot remains. So I'm going to go ahead and just dry bake. I'm not going to actually bake anything though. I've already had dinner tonight and a snack, so I don't need anything else. But I just want to see how hot, the pot gets. I've burnt myself on the pot many times. It gets so hot. I want to see if the handle now will stay cooler with the fiberglass wrap and the second layer of silicone wrap. The reason I went with the second layer of silicone wrap is because if the fiberglass wrap gets wet, it really doesn't work at all if it gets wet. So this way I have some protection to keep it from getting wet with the silicone wrap on top of it. And even if it does get wet, then at least it's covered by the silicone wrap. So the three barriers now, silicone, fiberglass, silicone, should be more than enough. I know it's a little bit overkill. I was actually going to take off the first layer of silicone, but you have to cut it to get it off once it sticks overnight. It's kind of a permanent. So I figured why not just leave it on there for the extra barrier. So I'm going to let it dry bake for a second here, just to see how it does. I'll come back once the pot's nice and hot. Alright, so she's been going for about 5 minutes now. I imagine it's pretty hot. I wanted to show you what I'm using here. This is the silicone tape that I purchased at the hardware store. It comes in yellow. The reason they put that plastic in between is because it actually sticks to itself and it's permanent once it sticks overnight. Red and blue. And you buy these 3 rolls as a package, and it's like $10. And I'd say there's maybe 50 feet of each color. I don't have the original packaging, so I don't know. I haven't used it that much. I used it to wrap a tennis racket one time. Wasn't the best thing. Used it on a couple of my hiney pots. It actually burnt when fire touches it, so it doesn't do any good there. A couple other things, but it's pretty neat as far as silicone tape goes. I've never had it before I started messing with the stoves, and it's pretty ingenious how it works. They say you can use it on a hose, but I don't know if it would hold that much pressure because it does stretch a little. And what I used for the fiberglass was I had a 20 feet of 16th inch fiberglass wick that I used to wrap around here, and I just wrapped it all the way around that thing. That was fun going in around and around and around with 20 feet of fiberglass. Took a little while. So let's see. I'm sorry, I wanted to go ahead and test this. That's easy enough to touch there. They're still a little warm, but not really anything that bothers me here. Now, I'm going to wet my finger a little bit. That's pretty hot. That I wouldn't touch. In fact, I keep forgetting I have a plastic lid on here. Probably should change that out. And there's some heat rolling out of there. I basically set it up with the pan inside the pan, just like I'd be doing if I was dry baking. And I've got a full flame going underneath there. Obviously, you'd be going for way too hot to even touch. 20 minutes or more if you're dry baking. But it seems to be doing pretty good with the silicone and the fiberglass. There's still a little heat getting through there, but not enough where you can't grab it. It's warm. Well, that'd be actually kind of nice if you cooked up some coffee and you were out in the woods. That'd warm your hands right up. Even the lid's getting really hot, so I'm going to have to probably change out that plastic top if I want to continue to use it as a dry baking pot, because I'm afraid that will eventually just melt. It's a metal screw on the inside, but anyways, that's my revamp on my IMUSA grease pot. You guys have a good night.